And hello and welcome to episode 3 of my Minecraft Builders series. As you can see, we're actually done with MC Edit and finally into Minecraft. And basically, I think for this we'll cover like basic structure setups and like some basic little tips of building your first well-designed structure, not just another square or rectangle. So yeah, but right now I'm just kind of clearing all the excess sand that fell down so that we don't have some weird bumps and stuff. Probably should have filled this in too while we were in MC Edit. I don't like how there's all these flowers and stuff, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so basically, I'm going to build a structure that's basically a little bit like this, but bigger, so then I can show some interior design in either the next episode, or start interior design in the end of this one, or something of the sort. Well, basically, I want to do a nice house of some sort. And then also, I think we're going to be in MC Edit a little bit more, just showing you some how schematics work. And now, as far as resources and stuff go, I would recommend getting an inventory editor. I like InvEdit because it's convenient, and you can make tools invulnerable through it by holding Shift and clicking on some kind of tool. I do have some modifications, so there might be some more objects than there are supposed to be. Like, you could hold Shift and click this diamond axe, and you'll get an unlimited use one. I already have all unlimited use tools. Let's see. Well, we don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. And don't need that. And don't need that. So basically, I already have a bunch of stuff. This is from the conveyor belt mod, so you will not have this unless you have that mod. But basically, I would recommend getting wood planks, because that is used for good design. But you can use any resources you want. But if you're going to build a structure like mine, you will need wood planks, cobblestone. And you won't need those. You might need wooden stairs, or you might need ladders. You will need doors, maybe containers, and any other kind of decorative sort of items. But I use sandstone on these buildings, and glass panes. So basically, start off for all structures that are not going to be super mega structures. If it's just going to be your house, you don't want to plan anything super crazy. So keep it simple, but keep it awesome. That's pretty good rule of thumb. So basically, start by clearing some land. Now I'm going to pause it and clear out a space. Now the reason why I'm going down, because this is the way the sidewalk is for it, more or less, and I want it to be like this, flush with the floor. So basically, let's never mind, I'm going to pause it and finish digging. Okay, a quick tip though is I like to start digging out the outline of the building, and for a little bit better reference, this is going to be like the outside edge. I'm doing it too wide because I'm going to have basically a little sidewalk pretty much going all the way around it. But you'll see what I mean after I get this all dug out. So yeah. Okay, I'm not completely done, but there's a mod I want to show you that I recommend for any builders. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it's called Magic Wands or something of that sort. But basically, this is the Diamond Magic Wand, the best one. I can just right click with it, and then hold X, and right click, and boom. all of that's emptied out and cleared. I don't have to waste a bunch of time digging it all out. And I think the magic ones are very, very, I wouldn't say overpowered, but they make things a little bit easy. So they're really good though. So I definitely recommend getting the mod, especially if you're going to be building, because you don't have to jump in and out of MC Edit 24/7. So now that we have all this cleared out, let's talk about it. The basic exterior of it. Now, unless you're doing a building built into a wall, like if I were going to do a building that's halfway built into that wall back there, I'm probably going to want to do some kind of outline around the building, because it gives it a little bit more decoration. It just looks a little bit more elegant and a little bit more realistic. But sometimes you don't want to, because sometimes it's just not appropriate to. For example, if the house is more of a round shape, no one wants a sidewalk around it because it can be a pain in the butt to build all around a circle, especially in Minecraft, because circles aren't exactly the easiest thing to make in this in the first place. So basically, since this is a pirate cove, I'm using wood planks as the sidewalk because it's a little bit more genuine. They used wood a lot. But basically, I'm just going around the whole thing with two wide. Okay, so I'm going to finish this up and then I will be... Okay, now I've also finished the sidewalk, but I've also started doing the base of the floor. Now, I would recommend is as soon as you get done with your outline, if you're doing one, then just immediately go with what your first floor is gonna be. Like, this is gonna be the base of my first floor, for example. This is the base of my first floor, and it's cobblestone, and I'm just making all these buildings pretty much the same. So basically, what you want to do is, even though you can't see this outside edge of cobblestone, if you were to hand your map out and people were to go through, you want your stuff to look complete, not like half done. Don't leave like dirt right here because you're too lazy to mine it out. Especially if you're going to be using mods that make clearing easy or use MC Edit. So basically, let you just your first floor fill the whole thing in with cobble or your flooring of choice. Also, to get these 111 infinite stacks, if you have inv-edit, you can hold shift over anything in here that's not like a modification item, unless they're like inv-edit is built into it to work like that. But you can hold shift and it will give you 111 infinite, which is an infinite stack of the item, except for all like apparel or armor, whatever you want to call it, or weapons and tools. Those will not be infinite stacks. They would be infinite health, like my guy is invulnerable right now, because I have three, or I just have at least one of these is infinite. So basically, just fill this whole thing in, and in case it goes nighttime, I'm going to go ahead and put some torches up, because I think it's starting to get to about that time in here. Just try to make it to where you guys can see. It'll be better to look though in a minute. But basically, fill your floor in. I'll be back when I have this done. Okay, I have the floor done, and I was going to start the wall so I could show you some examples, but I want to do some quick tips. Now, this is a good example of diversifying your wall to make it look a little bit more interesting to look at. But you can go even more crazy than that. I just didn't because the building wasn't really that big. So I'm going to use stone bricks because they're different than the floor. They just look a little bit better, diversify a little bit, but keep it neat. So use these stone bricks. I'm going to go 3 high for now. And that's like the corner of the building. You won't even be able to see it inside unless the window is going up to this. But who cares? Exterior is important too. Unless you're underground. Then no one's going to see it. So, keep these 3 high. And then, now what I want to do is I also want to go like this. So then it gets a little bit more jazzy, you could say. And you're going to do that for all corners. Keep things symmetric. Symmetric things are a little bit nicer when it comes to building design. Then asymmetric, which isn't very good. In some cases it can be, in some cases it isn't. And if you're wondering, and if there's any lag, I apologize ahead of time. And also, this texture pack I'm using, I believe is called Fax Pure HD Texture Pack. I'm not 100% sure on that, so do not take me for it. But basically, you want to diversify a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and build this wall, and then I will show it to you, so I can show you what I mean by diversifying and such. Okay, now this is a little bit of an example of what I mean by diversifying. It adds a little bit of jazz to it. It gets a little bit more interesting than just plain for one wall. Plain all one wall. That's a good example of it. I could have done a lot better if the wall was a little bit bigger. So for these longer walls, it'll probably look a bit better than just that. And oh yeah, it's raining. That's just great. Okay, but anyways, I'm making these 4 tall instead. Maybe it's a little overkill, but I don't really care. So anyways, symmetric it up. Keep it pretty much mimic it. And then this goes across the bottom. This goes like this. Now this is not my favorite of all I've done, but it is definitely better than some houses I've seen. They're just not very thing. So I think they're not very original, we'll just put it that way. And I think I'm just gonna go ahead and build this wall and keep it recording for right now, so then you guys can see the process of it. So basically, I think what I'm going to do is something of that kind of sort, of that wall, except for make it a little bit more standing out. We'll just do 3 out. Again, 3 out. And then I want to run sandstone up this again. And then we'll run sandstone along the bottom again. And I think what we're going to do... Oh gosh dang it. Wrong piece. Let's do that. And then do that. No. Definitely not going to work. How about this with this? And I destroyed that. And then do this. Then this. And then this. And destroy this. And destroy this. Put that like that. There. Now that's a lot more creative than just the normal square house with all the same wall. So that's basically some basics of some exterior design. I think the next tutorial, I'll probably do the second story of this house, maybe. I might just go ahead and build it and not show it. And then, but I will be showing some roofing in it, but I'll probably be an MC Edit to give you some examples of it and have some pre-made roofs. So then I can show you some little different styles and how you want to spice up the roofs so they're not so boring and plain. So I think that's pretty much it. But if you find my tutorials helpful, as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.